How are you doing? How is your summer going? What's happening with all of the wonderful things that you're doing out with this wonderful sunshine today? The energy is so high right now. We got the Schumann resonance just off the charts, so much light coming in. And so I had a few people asking me, what does this energy shift that we're going through now mean? So I wanted to do a talk for you just to explain it a little bit better, go through a few of the common patterns that you'll see so that you know what to look for when an energy shift is coming. Because really, when the energy is shifting, it's in transition from one state to another. There are common patterns or types of energy that you can look for and be prepared for every time because it's always the same. The shift has the same effects, and you can look for certain things that are happening in your life and then be more prepared because you know what's coming. Kind of cool. But that's what energy is all about. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. I hope you're having a great summer. So let's get into it. So what is this energy shifting all about? So you might remember when I was going way back to the June solstice, when I was talking about summer solstice on June 20th, the energy started to get really strong, high. The energy started to get extremely strong, and so much light has been coming in, and it hasn't really stopped. It's been going very intensely, bombarding us with very little rest since June 20th already, and will be continuing till the end of August at least. I'm seeing almost like mid to end September as well. With a few dips on the way, we will get a little bit of a break, but when the light is this intense, hey Arlene, good to see you. When the light is this intense and it's really focusing on us all the time, it's exposing the darkness we have within us. All of your weaknesses are going to be exposed one by one by one. So every time we go through an energy shift, no matter if we're shifting from a higher frequency to a lower one, your darkness is going to be exposed, or your weak spots. So you want to always be checking in on those. We all know our weak spots. Or do we? So this is something to be aware of. Do you know where you're weak in your life? Do you know what happens to you when you're stressed? Do you know things that you can improve upon yourself? Be really aware and check in often so that you're able to make these changes in yourself all the time. It's a daily task to make ourselves better. But if you're niggling away at that stuff, empowering yourself, making yourself stronger every day, when we go through the big energy shifts, then it's not as dramatic for you. For people that haven't done that work, it's usually quite dramatic, and they get a big box over the head kind of energy, just takes them right over, out of left field, out of the blue, and then they're knocked out, and it's really hard to come back from. Now, I really spend a lot of time talking to you all and teaching classes, and I get to speak to a lot of you, and I'm so grateful I get to do that because I meet so many awesome people this way. And so I know from talking to so many of you that you all do the work. I don't think there's anyone I've talked to that hasn't been actually trying to improve themselves, make themselves better, and be aware of what is weak in their life and what needs more attention. But still, even if you are doing this work, and even myself, I have to check in with myself and just be honest, because every once in a while, you know, we're busy. We get into life and we're busy, and we forget about this thing that we're supposed to be working on because we don't have time for it, or something else that just gets pushed by the wayside. And we have to just take a step back every once in a while, regroup, and make sure you do still have things in order so nothing is going by the wayside or getting left behind or forgotten altogether. So you guys are already way ahead of the game just by doing this, right? Little tiny bits every day, all the time, to improve yourself. So basically, when there's an energy shift coming, so when I was talking about a turning point ahead this week, an energy shift coming, hi Sonia, the energy is really getting more strong this week. But what happens when we get really intense light, it starts to funnel out energetically, almost like little tornadoes of light. And I like to equate it with, if you remember the old commercial about scrubbing bubbles, and it's scrubbing bubbles of the universe, clearing out the darkness and preparing it to let it go. So when we're going through a shift of this intensity at this time, one of four things is going to happen. So either you're going to take a step forward because the energy is going to push you forward because you're ready to go that way, or maybe you're not ready and the energy is going to pull you back and make you work through a problem, or it might create an obstacle in your path because you're not ready to move forward. You have to revisit the lesson. Another thing that could happen is you just might end up going in a loop and repeating an old pattern that you haven't resolved yet. And if this does happen, then you know there's something you're missing on your personal empowerment or your personal exercises of awareness. If you get stuck in the loop, you really want to get some help. You could talk to a counselor or a psychologist or a coach, anybody that could maybe give you a little bit of insight on what you're missing that's causing you to loop. Now, what I mean by loop, an energetic loop, I did post this in the group a couple of days ago. An energetic loop happens when you notice patterns repeating in yourself, in your life over and over, and in yourself too. Hi, Crystal and Stacy. Good to see you here. So these patterns, for example, let's use a relationship for an example. So let's say you go into a relationship and the pattern is it's a toxic relationship, and you decide, no, I can't do this anymore and I'm gonna walk out. Good for you. That's a really good choice. But where the loop comes in is you move on to the next relationship, and guess what? It's identical to the one that you just left. That's where the loop begins. And when you see a pattern like this happening in your life, these identical situations happening over, you know you're in that looping energy, that something hasn't been resolved. So where the issue is, just using the relationship issue as the example again, in a toxic relationship, if that's coming back at you again, it's boundaries. Right? It's about having clear, strong boundaries and saying no. And so it takes a lot of work on yourself to be able to get there. But getting out of the loop is all about that. The universe puts you in the loop because it wants you to repeat the pattern. Hey, Lynn. Awesome. Good to see you here. It wants you to repeat the pattern until you learn from it. It's like the universe is like knocking us over the head all the time. Like, come on, haven't you learned this yet? Let's just put you in another toxic relationship and see if you get it. Okay, and then you break up with this person, and then you move on to a new relationship, and it's another toxic relationship. And it's the universe still doing this, and it will not stop. The universe is going to keep repeating the pattern over and over and over until you say no. You take control, set up good boundaries, and you walk away. So that is a possibility. Then the last thing is sometimes when we're going into a shift, there's things that you need to let go of. And you just, all of a sudden, you'll just feel like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And you'll leave your job. Or I remember this happened to me a while ago, a number of years ago. I was in a job and I was seeing these looping patterns, and I knew what it meant, and it was bothering me because I didn't have a clear idea of what was going on there. And every day I would go to work and the same stuff would be coming at me that I didn't like. I was uncomfortable there, and something felt really off, but I couldn't put my finger on it. And I get a little bit more information every day when I went into work, and it just kept getting more uncomfortable, but I never said no. And I remember walking into work one day just saying, I can't do this anymore. And I was barely there an hour, and I gave my notice and I left. And I was so grateful I did that because I still did my 2 weeks and whatever you have to do with work, right? I was still professional, but it was time to say no. It was time to walk away. And now it didn't repeat because you stood up to the energy. The negative energy is not in control of you anymore. You have the control, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Hey, Kerman, good to see you. Hi, Mary. So yeah, the four things when we go through an energy shift, in case some people came in late, the patterns are always the same. So when there's an energy shift coming, what's going to happen is you're either going to move forward through an open door, move on to a higher level of who you are. You may move back and be presented with an obstacle or feel like you're stuck because you're not ready to move forward. You might get stuck in this energetic loop where patterns repeat themselves because the universe wants you to declare your boundaries and say no, stand in your power. And then the last thing to look for is letting go of things that no longer serve you. You'll know when it's just time, like, I can't do this anymore, or this isn't working out for me anymore. And it just really rubs you the wrong way and makes you feel so uncomfortable that you have to do something about it, which is awesome because the universe is making you so uncomfortable because it wants you to move forward. So kind of cool how this all works, right? So even being so uncomfortable in a situation that you have to let it go moves you forward in the end. So shifting is actually a good thing. I do find sometimes, hi Nadine, good to see you. I do find sometimes when I post about energy shifting in the group that there's a couple of people that get concerned or they're worried that bad things are coming. And I never think that. As energy shifting, I'm always super excited. It's like, oh my gosh, there's opportunities coming for transformation. Think of it that way. Opportunities for transformation. That's huge. Hi, Laquita. Good to see you. Yeah, it's nice to see you here. Opportunities for transformation is what shifting is all about. So keep that in mind. It's not a bad thing. Everything is a learning experience. Everything is helping to move you forward, always to a higher level. Even if you take a step back, it's preparing you to propel you forward into a better place later on. So don't feel like you're not doing well or that you're not moving forward enough, because you're doing exactly what you need to do if you're staying true to you. Hi, Letitia. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Lisa. Oh, it's good to see everyone. It's fun to see everyone again. So keep this in mind as we talk about shifting. So this shifting energy is the shift in energy. So the scrubbing bubbles kind of energy that's going to be clearing things out and helping everyone to transform is the next 2 weeks. Then we're going to move into a cycle where we've got a lot more light just coming down to help us to heal before we go into another shift of intensity. And, you know, keep in mind, we've got the August portal coming, the 8-8 portal. We just went through the 7-7 energy, July 7th, and then the August 8th energy. So in between that sandwich of high energy, there's going to be some conflicts of energy. I know a lot of people right now who are going through some intense stuff because they might not have dealt with their issues and the universe is just forcing them to deal with it right now, throwing a boomerang right in their lap. And there's no way out but standing right in it and moving forward. And that might be how you feel right now, but if you do, don't stress about it. Think of it as an opportunity for transformation. That's what shifting's all about. Flip it to the positive side and say to yourself, okay, these are the cards I've been dealt. How can I best go forward right now? What can I let go of? What is no longer serving me? What would be the best choice to support me right now? Think about yourself. You know, it's okay to be selfish when we're doing this energy work, because it's actually not being selfish. It's putting yourself first so you can be the best person you can be, so that your awesomeness can radiate out to your friends and your family and your coworkers and all around the world. So don't be afraid to be a little bit selfish when it comes, or a lot selfish, right? When it comes to honoring who you are, being true to you, doing what's important to you. Really, really important. And that's it. That's what shifting's all about. So I'll post this in the group in case you missed some of it. You can go back and connect to it again and look at it. And just be aware that shifting is good stuff. It's not bad. It's actually a great opportunity from the universe to allow you to learn something new and move forward, to advance your soul. It's a way of evolving everybody collectively, because we're all working on the same stuff in different ways. And then we shift and then we move forward, and then we shift and then we move back. And it's like this beautiful dance in the universe, moving back and forward, like ebbing and flowing like waves in the ocean, constantly moving up to higher places. And so I'm never worried about anything that's happening. I'm always trusting that the universe has my back, and it has your back too. You're always protected. If you ever feel like you need more protection, you can always talk to Archangel Michael, call in all of your angels, surround yourself with a beautiful golden bubble of protective light. But please know that you're always all protected, even going through all of this in advance anyway. Your spirit helpers know all of the hard things that we're going through and the intensity of the things that we're going through. And they're helping us all the time. So just have fun with it to the best of your ability. Laugh a lot, joke a lot. I giggle a lot. I watch a lot of comedy type TV shows. I do lots of stress release type things because I like yoga, or if you like to go for walks or maybe swimming or hiking, it's all great stuff to empower you and help you shift. And that's another thing, just before I go, being out in nature, moving your body. And moving your body is great at any time to help relieve anxiety and stress and help to shift lower energies out of your body. But it's even more important if you can do this outside in nature, where we've got abundant sunlight, we've got abundance of oxygen and beautiful energy in the plants, and everything around you really supports you on a much higher level. Hi, Tanya. And so that's something to keep in mind too when you're looking after yourself. All right, shifting, here it comes. Let's go into the shift. We're in day 2 of the shift now, so we've got about 10 days left. I hope you all learned something awesome and that it propels you forward and advances you to an awesome place in a brand new way in your life. And I hope you're all having a great time this summer. Hi, Kathy. Sending you all lots of love and light, and we'll talk to you all again soon. Have a lovely day. Bye.